Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
A holdup turns into a chaotic shootout. New information tonight after a robber walks into a Highland Park restaurant and pulls a gun.
Fall is in full bloom, but if you want to get out and see the leaves this weekend, you're going to have to plan around some rain.
But we begin with panic on Detroit's west side.
The man was kept screaming, wake up, wake up, wake up.
5 children and a Detroit firefighter rushed to the hospital after a house fire. One of the victims, just 4 months old.
Witnesses say they saw the father working to revive that 4-month-old after getting her out of the house.
Fire happened this morning on Pembroke Avenue, right in the area of 8 Mile and Lazar, and our Sean Lay is now standing by live at Children's Hospital where they were taken. And let's start with whether or not there's been an update on the condition, Sean.
That's the most important thing right here. Just got an update from Detroit Fire saying all 5 here at Children's are now in stable condition. That is a vast improvement since about 9 o'clock earlier this morning. And parents, this is really terrifying because it was like there was a silent killer in the room with those 5 kids. Not much fire, not much smoke, but enough smoke for a father to open the door. And he said those kids were overcome by the smoke.
Major 57 we're going to need multiple EMSs. We have several children down.
That's the frantic call from Detroit firefighters. When they arrived at this home on Pembroke, 5 kids were outside and they were not doing well, overcome by smoke inside the home. A 4-month-old girl, 2 2-year-old girls, a 3-year-old boy, and a 4-year-old girl. Asia Tucker watched as a father tried to revive that 4-month-old.
The man was kept screaming, wake up, wake up, wake up. It seemed like he was trying to get life into the child, so he kept shaking the baby.
The man trying to revive that child is the father to 4 of the kids, Trayvon Robinson.
I went in there and grabbed all of them out. I couldn't find my son at first, and then I found him and brought him out.
A mattress in the kids' room caught fire. Robinson says he was in another room with his wife when they noticed the smoke. When he opened the door, he says the kids were unconscious.
All unconscious. The door was closed. Their door was closed. Our door was closed. They was in their room, supposedly watching TV.
It's unclear how long the kids were unconscious in that room, breathing in the toxic smoke. 2 needed breathing tubes at the hospital. The 4-month-old went right to an oxygen chamber. Tonight, all 5 have been upgraded to stable condition.
I'm real thankful. I thought I just lost everything, so.
That father says he almost lost everything, all 5 here at Children's Hospital, as I say, now in stable condition. Coming up live at 6 o'clock, the dad there is going to take us inside the home to show us exactly how everything went down from him putting the fire out to getting the kids out. Devin and Karen, also arson investigators, tell me that kids, young kids, this age that we're talking about, can rebound faster from this type of smoke inhalation than older people, so they're hoping for a very good recovery for the kids. Back to you.
We'll hope so too, Sean, but you've been talking with the fire department to the arson investigators. Are they getting any closer to figuring out what started all this?
They're looking at a space heater that was in the room with the 5 kids. They found a plastic hanger that was put in the space heater. They think by one of the kids that got that toxic type smoke going in that very small room.
Which would have created a really dangerous situation in a couple of ways. Yeah. All right, Sean.
Tonight, a Grosse Pointe woman is demanding justice. She says her sister was just tossed like a fast food wrapper.
This is Anna Philpott. She's accused of hitting Rebecca Sherrill with her car back in August, dragging her for blocks and then leaving her for dead. Larry Spruill on the city's east side. Larry, it was hours before the body was discovered.
Devin and Karen, we're talking about hours later and miles apart from this intersection right here. Here is what police are saying happened that night. They say Rebecca was walking up and down Van Dyke when she was hit at this intersection right here at Van Dyke in Nevada. But things did not stop there. The driver kept going. They found her body about a mile down the road. I just talked with Rebecca's family about that night. Standing here at the intersection of Van Dyke and Nevada on Detroit's east side brings back a lot of terrible memories for Tina Sherrill Canoe. She tells me on August 25th, someone hit her sister, Rebecca Sherrill, at this very spot.
I'm not exactly sure how or what transpired with her being hit in the middle of the street and then being dragged over a quarter mile. Dragged or even left on top of the vehicle after my sister went through the front windshield rolled on top of the vehicle, went through the back windshield, and then left, was attached to the vehicle.
Police tell Local 4 Ann Philpott is accused of hitting Rebecca Sherrill with her car, dragging her for blocks, and then taking off. Sherrill's body found hours later.
Or she could have stopped and called 911 and stayed in the vehicle, but she chose not to. It doesn't matter why my sister was down here or what the situation was. No one deserves to be thrown and disposed of like they're throwing a McDonald's wrapper out the window.
And the victim's family tells me that the suspect is due back in court October 30th. They also say they will be there. We're live on Detroit's east side tonight. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
Police in Highland Park are investigating tonight after they say a restaurant owner shot and killed an armed robber. This happened at the Woodward Bistro right around closing time. And as our Rob Maloney reports, this could have been a whole lot worse.
The Woodward Bistro, a bar and a restaurant really, was open last night, and it wasn't especially busy, just a few people sitting at the bar. And so they decided to close the place early. And yet there was an audacious move by one of the patrons that ended up in bloodshed.
I got all pictures of all the witness ID.
Just after midnight, as the owner did his cash count for a bank drop in a nearby office, one of the bar patrons decided to come in and pulled out a rusty old .357 revolver from a wool sock. Detective Brian Menge picks up the story from there.
Pointed it at the store or at the restaurant owner, demanding money, stating that this was a robbery. At which point in time the owner turned over the money that he had.
Sensing he had more to steal, the 33-year-old Highland Park man with the revolver turned his attention to the bartender, who had her cell phone he wanted. That was a fatal mistake.
At this point he was distracted. The owner of this restaurant is a licensed CPL holder, at which point in time he turned around and pulled his weapon out and fired a shot at this gentleman, and he was deceased on scene.
The owner fired multiple shots at close range, and in that hail of gunfire, one of the other employees wound up grazed by one of the bullets, suffering a wound to her side. EMS rushed her to Henry Ford Hospital. She was treated and released. Highland Park police did not arrest the bistro owner, believing he acted in self-defense. He was allowed to go home after they finished their preliminary work. There's still a lot of work left to be done in this case. The Highland Park police want to do an interview with the owner of the bar to get more information from him. There are video surveillance cameras in and around the bar area. They want to look at that, although there were no cameras in the back where the office and where the shooting happened. And so at this point, they take that information, they're going to package it up and send it over to the prosecutor's office to see if there might be any charges proffered in the case. In Highland Park, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
All right, Rod. Well, after a week of testimony in the impeachment inquiry, Democrats say they are on track to open public hearings. Republicans, meanwhile, are shifting into battle mode. There is no testimony today as lawmakers honor the passing of Congressman Elijah Cummings.
The investigation is driving forward with public hearings expected in the coming weeks following private testimony from witnesses. Senator Lindsey Graham calls the private hearings and proceedings unfair.
We believe that a lot of people want to get Trump, and they don't give a damn about how they get him. I'm not telling you what he did or didn't do. I'm telling you what they're doing in the House is dangerous for the country.
Many of the protesting Republicans sit on the committees running the investigation and have had the chance to question witnesses themselves.
Also at the White House today, businessman Roger Penske is going to receive the Presidential Medal of Freedom. President Trump set to award the medal to Penske really at any moment. We're watching. It's the nation's highest civilian honor. Penske getting the medal for his numerous accomplishments in business and sports as the founder of Penske Corporation and, of course, his long-running success as a racing owner. So congratulations, Roger.
Well deserved. Yeah. Well, take a look at this. Live pictures from Sky 4 tonight over Little Caesars Arena. The place to be.
Fans starting to gather outside. This is the Pistons' home opener, and it comes right on the heels of a very impressive win last night over the Pacers down in Indianapolis. Jamie Edmonds live at the LCA. Managed to look really good last night without Blake Griffin in the lineup.
That's right, Devin. They looked awesome. You know, there was a lot of doom and gloom when it came out that Blake Griffin would not be able to play. He wouldn't be reevaluated until November. But the Pistons look good, as you said, in Indiana without their star, and they got a W. We have some highlights. First of all, Andre Drummond stepped up in a very big way. He had 32 points, 23 rebounds, 4 blocks. He did the work in the paint for sure. Second of all, the Pistons bench shined. New Piston Derrick Rose proved he still got it. He had 18, including 5 for 5 from the field in the first half. And then there was Luke Kennard. He had 6 threes, half of those in the final 6 minutes. He delivered that nail in the coffin. Pistons win at 119-110. Or 110. So now that doom and gloom is replaced by optimism without Blake Griffin, at least for right now. It's a fun atmosphere here at LCA. The doors open at 5:30. We've got music playing. The food's going. They're hoping for our Pistons to go 2-0. I'm going to go downstairs, try and get a guest for our 5 o'clock sports. So that's the latest from LCA. Guys, back to you.
If Andre Drummond can do what he did last night again tonight, that would really be quite a start for the Pistons. Great stuff. All right, Jamie, we'll talk to you again soon.
And we are just getting started here at 5. Here's Hank.
We've seen water alerts issued in several suburban communities, but what about the city of Detroit? What do we know about the lead levels here in the city? Help me, Hank, live tonight.
We are heading into our last weekend of October, and it is going to be a soaker. Find out how much rain we're expecting for the weekend and if we have any clearer picture about Halloween. Hey, Kim.
Hi, Ben. It's a look at important issues facing our education system and how we can fix them. Coming up, a preview from our special partnership with NBC News Learn, and we'll have that after the break.